Hello dear students, welcome back to series of videos on ICET. The question number 88 which is given in TS ICET 2023 is available on the screen. If you observe this question, they are asking you to keep the ascending order of the fractions. So we have four fractions here. Those are 1480 by 17 and 1130 by 13, 960 by 11 and 610 by 7. So you have to arrange them in the ascending order. So let's start with the discussion of a simple concept. After discussing this concept, I am sure you will be definitely able to solve the question by taking less than 30 seconds of time. So before we jump into the concept, first of all, we need to understand what is ascending order, what is descending order. Ascending order is nothing but smallest to largest number. So if you are arranging the numbers from smallest to largest, that is called ascending order. Descending order means largest to smallest. So comparing the integers is very easy and there is nothing challenging in comparing integers. For example, 640 and 599 is there. What is the biggest number or greatest number here? So we can directly say 640. So integers comparison is not a challenging. Comparing fractions is going to be challenging for students. So let's observe how can we compare the fractions. So for example, if you see any fractions which are having same denominator, for example 2 by 7 and 3 by 7 are there. So what number is bigger here? So because the same denominator is there, whenever you see the fractions with the same denominator, which is having more numerator, that will be the greatest number. That means 5 by 7 is greatest. If 2 by 7 and 3 by 7 are there, so which is greater here? So because same denominator, more numerator, more value. So 3 by 7 is the greatest number. So like that, any fractions are there. For example, 3 by 11 and 4 by 11 are there. What is the greatest fraction here? So 4 by 11 is the greatest fraction. So same denominator is nothing challenging, just like integers. And let's look at how to deal with same numerator. So if you have same numerator, that means 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, 1 by 6 are there. So which is greater here? So when you have same numerator, which is having lesser denominator will have more value. Lesser denominator, more value. That means let's take one more example. 3 by 11 and 3 by 9 are there. Having same numerator. Which fraction is greater here? Because same numerator, which is having less denominator will have more value. That means 3 by 9 is the greatest fraction when it compares to 3 by 11. For example, 4 by 9 and 5 by 9 are there. Which is greater? Because this is come under the case of same denominator, which is greater is 5 by 9 is greater. So that is a same numerator and same denominator. And apart from this, if you see any fraction which is not having same numerator and same denominator, that means we call them as a mixed fractions. We have a fraction like this 1 by 2 and 3 by 4. Which is greater, you have to figure out. So for that, use a very simple trick. To compare the fraction, use the cross multiplication method. So cross multiplication method means you can just look at what is the product of this number. 1 into 4 is 4 and 2 into 3 is 6. Is 4 is greater or 6 is greater? Definitely 6 is greater. So we can say 3 by 4 is the greatest fraction. For example, we have a fraction like this 4 by 11 and 3 by 7 are there. Which is greatest fraction is a question. So 7 into 4 is 28, 11 into 3 is 33. Because 33 is greater, 3 by 7 is the greatest fraction when it compares to 4 by 11. Like that, we can compare any fraction wherever we have a comparison of a fraction, whether it is mixed or same denominator or same numerator. Use this trick. Let's look at the practice questions which are related to this so that you will get a clear idea. This type of questions are repeatedly given in ICET and this type of questions are expected question in all the other competitive exams like Group 4, RRB, SSC, CGL and all these exams are repeatedly giving this type of questions. Arrange the following fractions in the descending order. 5 by 6, 3 by 7, 8 by 9, 3 by 14. So first, what you need to do is take the first fraction 5 by 6, compare with all other. 5 by 6, if I compare with 3 by 7. How to compare? 7 into 5 is 35. 3 into 6 is 18. Which is greater here? 35 is greater. That means 5 by 6 is greater. Now check with 8 by 9. 9 into 5 is 45. 8 into 6 is 48. Which is greater? 8 by 9 is greater. Take 8 by 9, check with the last one. So if you take 8 by 9 and 3 by 14, 9 into 3 is 27, 14 into 8 is 112. Definitely this is greater. That means of the 4 fractions, 8 by 9 is the greatest fraction first. You look at the options, any option is starting with 8 by 9, yes, we have 2 and 4. Now check with the second one. That means removing 8 by 9, leftover fractions you try to check out. 5 by 6 and 3 by 7. This is 35, this is 18. So which is greater? Obviously 35 is greater. That means 5 by 6 is greater. Let me check with the next fraction, 3 by 14. So 14 into 5, which is going to be 90, and 6 into 3, 18. Obviously 5 by 6 is greater. That means after 8 by 9, the next highest fraction is 5 by 6. So if you observe, this option is eliminated, this is correct. And still, let's check what is greater among these two. 14 into 3 is 42, 7 into 3 is 21. That means after this 3 by 7 is greater, after this the least fraction is 3 by 14. This is how we can able to solve using the trick. Hope you are able to understand how to use the trick. Let's take one more question so that you will get more clarity on this. Arrange the following fractions in the descending order: 3 by 5, 1 by 4, 4 by 7, 2 by 3, 1 by 6. So to arrange them, I am just writing like this. So 3 by 5. First take the first fraction, compare with the other fractions. 3 by 5 when it compare with 1 by 4. 3 4s are 12, 1 5s are 5. So I understand 3 by 5 is greater. Now 3 by 5 with the second fraction, 4 by 7. 7 into 3 is 21, 4 into 5 is 20. Which is greater? 3 by 5 is greater because 21 is greater than 20. Now 3 by 5, check with the third fraction. So 3 by 5, 2 by 3. 3 into 3 is 9, 5 into 3 is 10. That means I understand 5 into 2 is 10. I understand 2 by 3 is greater. Now check 2 by 3 with the leftover last fraction, 1 by 6. 6 into 2 is 12, 1 into 3 is 3, 12 is greater. That means overall among these fractions, 2 by 3 is the greatest fraction. So look at the options. Here I am able to eliminate only one option, remaining all are possible answer choice. Let me check the second one. That means out of this, just leave 2 by 3, compare the other ones. Now 3 by 5 with 1 by 4, this is 12 and 5. So I understand 3 by 5 is greater. Now 3 by 5 with 4 by 7, this is 21 and this is 20. So I understand 3 by 5 is greater. And 3 by 5 with 1 by 6, this is 18 and this is 5. So I realize 3 by 5 is the next greatest fraction. And now 3 by 5 is the next greatest fraction means answer cannot be this, answer can be any one of these two. So now 4 by 7 is here. So let me check the next one. 4 by 7. So I am just removing 3 by 5. Leftover fractions 1 by 4, 4 by 7 and 1 by 6. Now check with 1 by 4 and 4 by 7. This is 7 and this is 16. So which is greater? 4 by 7 is greater. Let's check with the leftover 1 by 6. This is 24, this is 7. Which is greater? 24 is greater. That means 4 by 7 is the greatest one. And we left with only 1 by 4 and 1 by 6. So this is 6 and this is 4. So 6 is greater means 1 by 4 is the greatest fraction and the least fraction is 1 by 6. Check which of the following is in this order. So this is the answer choice. Eliminate this one. Hope you are able to understand. So, but doing like this is taking some time. So that is the reason, as per the option choices, you play with the question. You may solve the complete question like this and arrive the order of the fractions, greatest or smallest, or third greatest, second greatest, like that anything they will be asking. Instead of that, you can also play with the option choices which are given. So how to play with the option choices is, you just need to observe the option choices and check the satisfactory condition. That means here you are able to see 2 by 3 and 3 by 5. So 2 by 3, 3 by 5, 2 by 3 and 3 by 5, which is greater I am checking. So this is 10 and this is 9. So 10 is greater, okay, this is fine. Now 3 by 5 with 4 by 7, 21, 20. So 21 is greater means this is also fine. 4 by 7 with 1 by 6, 24 and 7. Yes, this is also correct. 1 by 6 with 1 by 4. So this is 4, this is 6. That means 1 by 4 is greater. This is given wrong. So you eliminate this option. And now if you check this one, so 3 into 3, 9, this 5 into 2, 10. So by looking at the first fraction itself, you can realize this is a wrong option. So 2 by 3, 4 by 7. So 7 into 2, 14, 4 into 3, 12. This is correct. And this is 20 and 21. Because 21 is greater, this order is wrong. So leftover answer is your answer choice. And if you want to check, you can check with that. So we already did 5 2s are 10 and 9. S is correct. And now if you check these two, 7 3s are 21, 5 4s are 20. Yes, still it is correct. And if you observe this is 16 and 7. Yes, correct. And this is 6 and 4. Yes, correct. So this is a correct order. So you can play with the option choices also. Let's take this question now and we'll understand how to proceed with the solvation. Arrange the fractions 4 by 7, 5 by 12, 7 by 13, 3 by 4 in the descending order. So to find out the descending order, so descending order means greatest to smallest. Let's check the greatest value. So you can check with the option choices, or you can go with the question. How you like to solve, you can do that. So you can just look at 3 by 4 and 4 by 7. This is 21 and 60. 3 by 4. So you can just cross multiply 7 into 3, 21 and 16, correct. And 4 by 7 and 7 by 13, 13 fours are, which is equal to 52, 7 sevens are 49. Yes, still it is correct. And now 7 by 13 and 5 by 12, 7 by 13 and 5 by 12. So you can say 13 into 5 is 65 and 12 into 7 is 84. Yes, this is also correct. That means it's a direct answer choice because it's satisfying everything. Mark it as answer. So like that you have to solve the questions. Let's take one more question just for the practice. So descending order of the fractions, 1 by 3, 2 by 5, 3 by 7, 4 by 9. So what I am doing, I am directly playing with the option choices. 5 into 4 is 20, 9 into 2 is 18. Yes, it is correct. 7 into 2 is 14, 5 into 3 is 15. It is wrong. Eliminate. This is 27 and 28. By looking at this, this is greater. So this is wrong. Eliminate. 28 and 27. Yes, it is correct. Then 15 and 14. 15 and 14. Yes, this is also correct. 6 and 5. Yes, this is also correct. Mark the answer 3. So this is the smartest way of solving this type of fractions questions. Let's take the last question of this. Arrange in the descending order. We have the fractions 7 by 11 and 16 by 20 and 21 by 12 and so on. So now these three, because we are having only three fractions, let me use the comparison method directly. 7 by 11 and 16 by 20. So if you compare this, 7 into 20, which is 140, and 11 into 16 is 176. Which is greater? Definitely 176 is greater. So 16 by 20 is the greatest fraction. Now compare 16 by 20 with the leftover fraction 21 by 22. So if you find the product of these numbers, 16 into 22 is nothing but 32 into 11, which is equal to 352. Which is equal to 352. And 20 into 20, you will get a number which is more than 400 because 20 square is 400. So this is greater. That means I understand among these fractions, 21 by 22 is the greatest fraction. And out of this leftover two fractions, which is greater, we already realized 16 by 20 is greater. So this should be the order. So this is the greatest fraction, then this, then this. So check the option which is in that pattern. So 21 by 22, 16 by 20, 21 by 22, 16 by 20 and 7 by 11. Mark the answer option 2. So this is how you have to deal with the questions. If those are integers, there is nothing challenging. Only fraction based questions, students are getting confused. So use this trick in solving the question. If you observe the question which is given in ICET-2023 paper. So question number 88. We have the fractions, but see here simplification of the fractions will be difficult, but here we have larger numbers, so simplification is possible. So let me do the simplification first and then we'll apply the logic. So if you do the simplification of these numbers, 610 by 7. So 7 8s are 56, 7 8s are 56, we left with 50, 7 7s are 49 and we left with 1 by 7. So the first fraction is 87 1 by 7. And please observe, they are asking ascending order. That means smallest to greatest we have to go. Let's check what is the simplification of this. 11 1s are 11, 8s are 88. 11 8s are 88. And I left with 80. 11 7s are 77. I left with 3 by 11. Leave this. Moving forward to simplification of this. So in 13 table, 13 8s are 104. And we left with 90. 90 means we can say 13 7s are 91. So 13 6s are 78. We left with 12 by 13. So this is 86 12 by 13. And last one 1480 divided by 17. If you simplify this further, 17 8s up, 17 8s up, 136. I left with 120. 17 7s up is 119. We left with 1 by 17. That means this fraction is 87 1 by 17. So look at this, among this, which is the smallest number? This is the smallest number. It should come first. So smallest number means the first value should be this. So then the next number. So look at the options first. Where the option is starting with this, that will be the answer choice. So mark the answer as option 3. And still I want to discuss a few more points because we have, let's assume one more option is starting with that. Then we have to have a clarity. So because 87 is common, you no need to check with 87. So let's check with the other numbers. So among these numbers, 1 by 17 and 3 by 11. So this is 11 and this is 51. So which is greater? This one is greater. So, and among these two, 3 by 11, 1 by 7, which is greater? This is 21, this is 11. So I understand 81, 3 by 11 should come at the last because that's the greatest number. That means 960 by 11 is the greatest number. Leave this. And we left with these two. How to compare? Because 87 is there, leave that. 1 by 17, 1 by 7. To compare these two, you can use this is 7 and this is 17. Which is greater? Obviously 17 is greater. That means the next number is 87 1 by 7, which is equal to 610 by 7. And left over is the value which is going to be first fraction 1480 by 17. So you can mark the answer choice as option 3. So hope you understand the logic of solving these questions. So if you understand and follow the session, just click a like button and do some practice questions. Comment your answers in the chat box. Practice question number 1. These are all repeating questions. Please follow the trick. You will be definitely able to solve the questions, not a challenging questions at all. Practice question number 2. Practice question number 3. Thank you so much. See you in the next session.